Concerning natural water sources, a couple things to consider. If it's a site that animals are going to need to return to on a regular basis, we probably want a designated site that's contained, allows a few animals down at a time. It's usually very gradual slope. There's usually cost share assistance through NRCS to hard surface these things, and there's a couple different techniques for doing that to minimize the impact. That's one way. Another way is just short duration, high impact, get them out of there, plenty of rest, and move them on. This can actually be very effective in stream management and aquatic habitat management, allowing animals access to that stream for water for a very short duration of time, but then getting them out of there and getting plenty of rest and protecting that from them coming back on a regular basis. The damage tends to come when those animals can come back over and over and over again.
In North Dakota, we'll have drainages where we trap, because a lot of water in North Dakota is the form of snow during the winter months. Okay, when we get the spring thaw, the ground is still frozen, and so the snow melts, and instead of going into the soil, it runs off the surface of the soil. It runs down the creeks and down the coulees, and so we build dams to catch that water so that we can have a place to take advantage of watering those livestock during the summer.
You can see two things we'd like to show you here this afternoon. Of course, we've got a set of cattle, a set of heifers that are coming into water, and on this particular piece of land, the only water that we have is a natural source. It's a dam that's been built.
Early spring, the water in those dugouts is actually pretty good water. But as the summer progresses, we get really hot days. We may get some potential dangerous blooms of green algae, for instance, which is actually toxic to cattle. We can get some problems and issues there, whereas early spring, those things haven't developed yet, and it can be a great source of water, and we probably would not see a depression in animal performance, let's say from the first part of May to the first part of July. We're probably not going to see much difference.
Particularly as you start to put higher numbers into smaller areas, if you've got creeks or ponds or dams or any of that, they're great. But when you start to put high numbers on them, you start getting those livestock in riparian areas, you start to create some issues. And so we've tried to get pipeline water in virtually every one of our paddocks and pastures.